like the editor, and I needed something for snow. And the only white thing in the whole builder are is like the skull. And so I this is where it gets weird. So I learned if I just took the skull, the human skull, and just stretched it and contorted it, I could make it look like snow just quietly resting on the hills or like the icicles. So if you look closely, we're resting on like, I don't know, 30 to 40 skulls. And so
Even. I always love hearing the stories about how you manipulate items to your will in the builder. Like, for example, the earliest example that I can think of was in your kind of like, it was like a city in the sky, but the main focus was like that hot air balloon, and the hot air balloon's propellers. Like, I didn't notice. I had been into the build like maybe like 5 times already until you said to me, the propellers are just knives, but like really big knives.
oh, I had so much fun trying to figure out how to make that one because that was like early, just that probably was my first build in the well, not my first build, but the first one since like in 2021. And so the airship is actually like vases from the, I think it was the pirate theme. So I just took like two vases and then just like rotated them, made them huge. And yeah, the knives were there and I don't know, some other things. So this, yeah, like those builds and this one, it's like it's cool because now I see how far I've come where I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have just done this in Blender with like the icospheres or I think ico or isospheres, like they're just a shape you can contort. But I'm like, nope, I solved that. I made it happen. And I think actually now that I look at one of that third icicle up on the lodge, it is definitely a skull. And even the lodge, that is the asset. That's like the what is it? The pile of wood asset from the builder pack that I just like squished and squeezed to make it look like a log cabin. So I'm so proud of my old builds. I mean, they're nothing fancy, but I'm like it. It was that's like building when you just figuring stuff out. like, uh, yeah, even the snow here.
I mean, at least for you, your early builds tell a story of these are skulls right here, like literally. But they kind of look cute. Like, you've contorted them to the point where kind of look like happy skulls. Maybe they're happy ghosts.
They might be, and I think it definitely matters what time of day. Because if you look at it on the wrong time of day, you're like, "Whoa, there's, why is the or why is the snow?" Um, well, it's like actually, it's like a fleshy tan. Like, why is it like that? And that's why I have a sign at the bottom, like, "Turn your skybox to late at night," because then it doesn't show up as you bones, like a.
Right?
Uh,
Right. It's so funny. And in all honesty, like, I guess you got your boxes checked. Like, the entrance is over here. People look like in the direction. They see screen and they see icicles, but they see like the good side of the icicles. Then if you kind of like look around on the other side, you see the faces.
Yeah, I mean, they could if there's some
Optical
hidden.
illusion.
Yeah, there's some hidden things in this build. I wanted it to snow, but I did not have the Blender skills to animate snow, so I just like found an image on the internet, and I actually see the watermark. I'm like, wow, like I think that's what that is, and I just put it into like an animating, just one of those little apps that you can animate snow, and just made each side different so you wouldn't just be looking at the same mountains, and then put these here. And I'm surprised they actually work because I believe this is a very old NFT hosting frames. I know for a long time they didn't the snow animation didn't work, but yeah, I don't know. You gotta have these milestones to look at and be like, oh, like 2022 Canessa was trying so hard. Like, I don't even know why I made everybody climb up here. I could have just done this at the bottom. Maybe it was just to like give you the feeling of climbing up a build so that you were going up in elevation. And in yeah, I don't know. In nine like a 9 piece parcel, it just looks like a giant rock spire up in the sky. But yeah,
I,
it was fun, and I felt like
I,
it's summer and people are just like sweltering in heat across the country. So I was like, all right, let's just cool everybody down. I like putting my winter builds in like in the middle of summer and just pretend it's not hot.
um, like I suggest you add one of KJ's silky smooth elevators. Like that was the silkiest, smoothest elevator I've ever seen last night at Rapture Gallery.
I thought so too. I felt like the way that you got on it and the way it took you up was it felt like a normal elevator. I don't even know what it was, but it was like it felt like it moved you like a human. Like um it just yeah, I'm like that makes no sense,
Yeah,
but just
yeah,
it was like
yeah.
yeah, realistic.
We're used to like an elevator kind of like doing that glitchy effect and then going through our feet and stuff like that as we're getting elevated and stuff. But like I don't know that one. I don't know.
I I think I was so traumatized by the elevator at Parcel Party back when it was like negative 150, negative something something on the border of the map. And it was like, I didn't realize it was an elevator that was supposed to be going up and down. I just like people would get on it and then just glitch. And if you ever made it to the top floor, it was like, wow, I don't know what happened, but I made it there. And it made me like I never put elevators in builds to rely on. Like I always have a plan B to get up there because those early elevators I think were so traumatizing of just nobody could get up or you had to like change realms. I remember one build I had. Like if everybody changed realms, they could get up the elevator. But if you were all in the same realm, you couldn't. Oh, it says you said it kicked you from co-host. I still see you as co-host.
No, I mean, even with existence, I didn't get like a request or anything like that, and it says speaker for me. But before I drop down, I one last thing I want to say about this build is, to your comment very early into this conversation about like I don't know why I make people climb up. I guess I, I like I remember one morning. I think it was the first morning you deployed this. I like just woke up like maybe 10 minutes before. I was sleepy and groggy, and I like teleport in, and I look up. I'm like, no, and I kept
Oh
falling.
no!
I was just getting so frustrated.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry, you guys. Spacebar, shift key, and
Spacebar, spacebar.
spacebar. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's just how when probably architects are like learning how to build stuff, and maybe their first few buildings are not as well done. Yeah, this is one of them. Yeah, but I love going back to the oldies but goodies.
Wi-Fi, come back.
Okay, and I see one exist. Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing okay, I guess. Hope everyone else here as well. Uh, I have a few things to bring up, and I guess, well, since Decentraland is here, um, one of them, if you haven't been to the Decentraland web builder itself, I have noticed some tremendous improvements, and I know a tutorial has finally been put out on that. I finally successfully published a scene to the land that old guy lets me use. Um, so that's kind of exciting, but I'm wondering because it's almost the end of July when the client 2.0 is going to be rolled out for us to test. I've heard people asking that question. I've been asked that question, and I know people are excited about it. So I don't know if either of you know, but maybe Decentraland can maybe give us an ETA.
I can tell you I don't know. I know nothing. I am just I'm curious as well. Oops, I'm just making sure Sin gets up here. Yeah, I don't know. I know my I mean my guess is that these things always take time and I don't know. There's probably frantic people running behind the scenes getting it ready. But yeah,
Oh, I
if
know, I know.
no, I know. I mean, I'm excited and it's something. It's huge to look forward to. So I think it's very valid that we ask, and if possible, we'd love to hear progress on that. So yeah, definitely.
Hopefully, we hear something soon. I keep getting emails about it too. So, and if I'm correct, they said sometime in July. So of course as the end of July draws near, people start to get more antsy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think um, yeah, I think that like I'm just looking at it from if I was on the team or a developer, I would hate to put a hard deadline because then like that you're gonna want to have it done by that deadline. So I can understand that part. But
I
yeah,
love you, Kanessa. That's
so I learned if I ever do something big, don't ever have a deadline. I mean, I don't. I just know I'm not gonna make the deadline anyway, so I might as well just I don't know.
I know there's those that will hold people to it, but there's people like me that just kind of want a general idea with the same understanding as you say that, things can happen, but communique is always a better way.
Wait, am I allowed to jump in? This is actually okay.
Yes, welcome.
Hi. This is actually hi everyone. This is Dana, the social media manager. So I am probably unqualified to like say anything. I'm actually like I'm in the our our company Slack channel right now and I'm doing the @ sign to see if I can like get an update live. I don't know. But I think we said end of July and I'm looking at the calendar and it's July 27th, so hopefully I can get an update. But if not, Kim is probably like, why are you speaking? But anyway, I'm here. Hi everyone. Nice to
Well,
meet you.
we appreciate that, and yeah, like I was saying, I believed it was sometime in July. They said, but as
Yeah.
July draws to a close, and there's been no word, so
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Happy to give what little like what is it, appeasing as possible. I don't know what the word is, but anyway, if you see now that I can speak, I'll also just say if you see me in world, my name is Master Waynes, and I just minted my name. Woot. So please say hi and like don't be shy to request like if you have. Can I? Is this okay that I'm like taking your time?
Oh no, this
Okay.
is everybody's time. We I don't know if you've seen. Sometimes we'll talk for like 6 or 7 hours. So if people just
Oh my God.
come and
Okay.
go. I mean, anybody can come and talk, and hopefully, people, if they can only come for 20 minutes and go, that's like nobody has to stay for the whole
Stop.
time. But yeah,
Love it.
but we don't want you to like spill the secrets and then like
Oh no.
like
Yeah. I definitely know my boundaries. But what I was gonna say is now that I have the mic, I'm gonna like throw it out to everybody. If you have a Decentraland build or wearable or emote and you want a spotlight from the foundation social channels, please slide into my DMs. Like, it's the best thing ever when I get a DM from someone and they're like, hey, like, I just made this thing. Can you? And I hopefully, like, you've seen, we've been trying to do a much better job about spotlighting creators. Like we're gonna do one with Dr. Drip on Monday, and then the following week we're doing one with Kenji. So like please don't be shy. If you see me in world, like I said, my name is Massa Waynes. Hit me up. Or you can slide into the Decentraland Foundation DMs and give me a poke there. But thank you, Kanessa, for letting me speak.
Anytime. I mean, if you get up here, we might corner you with questions.
I'll
And
furiously chat on my keyboard to try to get answers, but yeah.
I've noticed a lot of Decentraland's participation in, at least as far as Twitter goes, or X space lately.
Wait,
So
follow us on
that's
like other channels. If you have
that's good.
Instagram or like
Yeah,
YouTube or
I
like
don't Insta, I don't TikTok, but I'm sure I know other people in
sad.
here. Because who is it? Is it Toxic who
Yeah,
does
she does the
TikTok Tuesdays?
Tuesdays.
Yeah. So I myself don't. But I'm with Sinful and, oh my god, Odd Job Scott, um, trying to boost some more on Farcaster, which is one of the other things I was gonna mention. On Wednesday, I know Sinful and Odd Job have their thing, but shortly after, Old Guy and I have started a talk on Far House, is the app on Farcaster. That's similar in some respects to X. Um, Traverse the metaverse, and we talk about all of them and the metaverse in general. So if you are on Farcaster, get Farhouse and please join us on Wednesday evenings. I think Sinful, you guys are at what, 5 p.m. on Wednesday Eastern time, and then we're at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 6:30. Whenever we do them. Um, yeah, Scott should be back this week actually, and all rested up, so we should be hosting one, probably.
Cool. So I put out a flyer each week, both on Twitter and in Farcaster, um, trying to promote it. So we had our first episode Wednesday. I was happy with it. Had very few people show up, but I did have somebody come up and speak with us. Met somebody new, learned some new things myself, and so I considered it a success. So, but that's Old Guy and I are doing that together.
Yeah, so yeah, just to bring it back to the Decentraland here, we highly recommend Decentraland getting on Warpcast or on the Farhouse Protocol and stuff like that. I know that Decentraland has done like Lens Protocol, like I know they have their Hey.xyz and stuff like that, but also another bridge to look towards would be the Farhouse Protocol. And yeah, I mean, just pitch it to the team, I guess, or whoever gives the okay for all that. I know there's a long chain of whateverness.
And Odd Job secured the DCL channel already, so.
Yeah, just make sure, or I mean, I'm hoping the DCL name hasn't been taken, but I guess if it has, they could do like the other thing from that they do with other socials, the Decentraland Foundation.
Well, you can only have one ID per person, right? Or wallet?
I don't know.
If I'm not
At
mistaken.
this point, I don't know. I've dug very
I
deep.
think
I don't want to get into it, but I just don't know.
I think if we're talking about Farcaster and Lens, I think we're squatters right now. Is that how I would describe it? Like I think Kim secured the names, but right now, we're trying to relaunch TikTok and like get a. This is actually something I can talk to, so yay. we're trying to like do more tutorial stuff on YouTube and TikTok. So we want to get that locked down first, and then I know that like the desire is to also be able to do other channels too. But yeah, first things first, I guess. But I love that recommendation, and I know Oddjob has slid into my DMs with ideas, which are fantastic. So, like, yeah, I love that. And don't be shy to recommend other things too.
There are honestly so many, like I feel like so many to keep up with. I can really just do like Twitter and Instagram, and I wish I had more on. I don't even know if I have a TikTok account. I think maybe I made one a long time ago, but that, and I still have to make my Farcaster, Warpcaster, and it's a lot. And then like shout out to DCL Chess, who always has been pushing like the Reddit also. Like that's really cool. So it's a lot. It's a lot for like, you know, one person to hit all of those platforms like reliably. So when you, I feel like when you kind of have the master of like DCL Chest's got Reddit, like Toxic is on TikTok. I don't know. It seems to help. At least you kind of know somebody there that you can like tap in if you need information and you want to get started in some way.
Well, there's Clubhouse, there's Out, there's Favor, there's Mirror. So freaking many of them. You do kind of have to pick your solid ones that you want to stick with and go. So
Yeah, I've just kind of stuck with those. I did try to do Decentraland on Pinterest like in 2019. That was my push, is like I was making content or like trying to make as many pins and retweet articles on Pinterest. And now I'm like that was probably not the target audience, is like, you know, middle-aged house moms like sharing casserole recipes and then they stumble across Decentraland. But you know, I tried. I tried.
that's all we can ask.
And I do want to shout out, we've got a lot of friends in the house today. Let's see, looks like JTV went on. Lolly McClay, good to see you. Oh, Midiverse? Midi Punks. Let's see, Lastrom, Kenji, Decentraland Brazil, Masca, Pixelia, of course, Metawolf, Jim, Cedric. Who did I miss? Flare and Enigma. They're kind of bouncing around on my screen live. Eskimo, Pix
Lolly from Claymates.
Yeah, I
Claymates
love seeing that.
friend.
I love the clay, like the stop motion claymation, like that. I want to see them here. I want to run around like one of those in Decentraland.
Yeah, we've talked about this in the past, and I thought somebody was working on it, but the celebrity death matches, those were claymation, if I recall correctly. I got a thumbs up from her down there, or from them down there, so I think so. And Midiverse, that's Prism, with the Midi Punks, Songs of Eden. They actually have a little shoot 'em game, kind of like Space Invaders or Galaga that you can play. You gotta save the music. So Prism's been working on that quite a bit. So pretty cool. Maybe he'll post it in the chat box, and if you want to check it out, give it a shout, give it a try. And I do have one other thing I wanted to mention. So I have to shout out VJ Deliria, because she kind of lit a fire under me. I think I can talk about this. I hopefully can. Uh, some of you, if you are familiar with VJ Deliria, you may know that she does the Day of the Dead event every year. And this will be year 4. She's getting ready to start, and she asked me to be a part of it if I wanted to help out. So I am excited to do that, and I've already been in contact with and hoping we will have some beast engagement along with the Nihilings fam to boost this. So
Do you know Viva La Calaca?
Who?
Viva La Calaca.
I don't believe
I
so.
will post something, but they've done a really big Day of the Dead festival, kind of a huge build with wearables and everything, and that's coming up. I think it's like 98 days away because they post pretty much every day. So let me just look and find that, because maybe it's something they could work together in conjunction. One second.
Yeah. She may already know of them. I know that she was in Mexico City doing some metaverse things, but there's a village in the area that they make hand-make dolls, and they have a Day of the Dead collection, and that's kind of going to be the theme, or what she's gonna work around and make NFTs with the proceeds going to this little village. So
Nice. Yeah, I would love to see them connect. I don't know if that would be, it may work, it may not. I did post right up here the event. I had the opportunity and the privilege to meet the people that are putting the Viva La Calaca on in Argentina, and I don't know, just super, super nice people. So I'd love to continue to support them. And I get to practice my Spanish every time I try to read one of their announcements, but definitely, yeah, it'd be cool to get them connected. The build last year,
yep, I will do that right
yeah,
now too. So thank
yeah,
you.
I missed a lot of the build last year. Like, I think I missed the event, but went to it afterwards. But really beautiful build and wearables, and yeah, really cool to see that. So yeah, awesome. Let me know if you can connect them and if that works at all. And Sin, you don't have to put your hand up.
Well, I'm gonna completely shift topic here because we have kind of like the stars have aligned a little bit here. Maybe we can help our Japanese friends. And also, Make, I thought I saw a request from you to come up to speak, but I still see you as a listener. So if you want to come up, you know what to do. Okay, so our friend Kenji down there in the listeners, he hosts like kind of he hosts or co-hosts these Decentraland related spaces here on X, but for more focused on the Japanese crowd. He works with DCL Japan and Hanko's, and this week they had their space, and I kind of popped in there. It's usually in Japanese, so Kenji will send me kind of like a recap at the end of it. I'm just there to support and say hello. And so this week they spoke about that they are planning an event here. They're planning an event here at the end of next month. Which is going to be like a NFT music related event. And if there's any way that Decentraland could help amplify kind of their event, if we can put all the moving pieces together, that may be something to look out for.
I think that well, unless Kenji, you can hit me up in Discord, but I think this is a thing we're already talking about.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
But also I'm not sure. But so this is a good note. I will put a note to myself. But is this the thing that he's a judge for?
I'm not sure.
I think Kenji might have a couple projects going. Kenji,
ooh, okay.
Because I'm thinking what I'm seeing on Discord is maybe something in addition.
Oh, sick. Okay. Bring it on.
There is that. Maybe we can try to amplify a little bit for the Japanese crowd. These events would usually be like earlier. I don't know exactly like the time, but I could say like a time frame. If you're looking at Eastern time zone, maybe it's like from like 7 to 9 a.m. So those will be like kind of earlier events. But I'm sure as we get closer, details will come out. And so yeah, I just wanted to bring that up if you didn't know
I
about
love
it.
it.
And I can definitely like create communicate with you. But you already said that Kenji is already talking to you, so maybe it's something that you can elaborate on. And also the second thing is that name you see, he wants to release a wearable. So if there's any wearable creators listening here, shoot him a DM, ask him some information. I don't have the information whether if he has a budget or not. Like you guys could always negotiate your terms and stuff like that. But yeah, their name usually needs wearable. If you're interested, I could probably tag him here in the comments, and then you guys will have his Instagram or his Twitter.
I would throw out our Mr. Brandon Manis. He did such a good job like helping me with the Kid Called Beast wearable that I made. Like he might be a good connection.
He could be. He could be. I just know that he's very busy these days. So, like, I mean, I'll definitely like throw mention this to him, but let him decide if he'll be able to. he, he's like, I'm proud of him. He's like back in school. He's got a part-time job. He's still like creating content. He's busy. He's busy. So go ahead.
Yeah, busy is good. So
And let's pass it over to Make. I see his hand is up.
Oh, hey, family. Great to see you. I am literally at a golf tournament right now, and I barely slept because we partied all night. I just want to say thank you. Cadessa Sin, Decentraland, The Existence, Priz. I mean, fam, that was as much fun as an old man can have last night, and it was built in here. And our friendships and what it means have all started in the CBD. So just want to say thank you guys. And if anybody's got a place to hide me for a nap, these guys are looking at me crooked as I talk to my phone waiting. But I am winning right now, so there's that too. So I'm going to listen, but I just want to tell you guys I truly love you and thank you.
Have fun, Meg. Have fun. They're probably looking at you crooked because you're winning. And then he's like, look at him talking on his phone like he's a big shot. Has a community. God, I hate. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, I have something to say. If you were the DJ last night, you fucking or are we allowed to swear? You crushed it.
Of
Like
course
that
I'm
was
allowed to fucking curse.
okay. Because that was like the transitions. You played one two step. I was like, oh my god, this is so good. Yeah, it was great.
it was an awesome party. I felt like the build and yeah, I don't know, just the vibe. It was cool. It was nice to see everybody come out.
Poor KJ was up till like God knows what time her in her time zone. Oh my god. Probably like 3.
Wait,
Oh,
we also have to shout out Toxic and Meta Wolf for being the 5 a.m. gang.
Yeah, the sleepy waifu and I think Meta Wolf has Sleepy Wolf. Yeah, they're champions. They come out for Beyond the NFT and like even watch some TV with us after and be like, all right, it's 5 a.m. I'm going to sleep.
yeah. Let's see. One time there was a 24-hour event, and so we all stayed up for 24 hours at a time. So it was really interesting just to see, like, we could definitely tell which time zones were waking up. I mean, we were delusional and like delirious by, I don't know, hour 6 or 7, trying to carefully curate our tweets with like hashtags and tagging everybody. By the end, it was like, I don't even know what, like, because every hour we were tweeting out. But it definitely brought home the idea that we're just such a global audience, because we could tell when, Japan was waking up, and then like Dubai, and then, Europe. So it was fun. I don't know if I'm ready for another one, but it was pretty fun.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, okay, since you're talking about delirium, like, so did it actually happen that around 6 a.m. Eastern, or 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern, like we were trending on Twitter, like for some reason, the central hashtag, the Decentraland. Did
Oh
that actually
yeah,
happen,
because
or did we imagine that then?
no, it did. Because I think every hour there was a different DJ. So there were 4 or 24 different artists, not necessarily all DJs, but yeah. So then we'd be tweeting out. I'm sure anybody that hates the tweet the tweet overboard. We're like, oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't know if it was a good idea, but it was fun. And I think I dozed off for, I don't know, 20 minutes.
It was the perfect mental health work I've ever done. Yes, it was the best mental health work I've ever done.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but it was kind of fun to like realize like at certain times like you just see like the user spike, like numbers will start coming in like yeah. And we were like, wow, okay, so this is when this individual's waking up, and this is when that individual wakes up.
Well, I think, weren't there people that were like, I can't do it anymore. I got to go to bed. So they'd go to bed, they'd get their full 8 hours, and then they'd log on, and they were like, oh, you guys are still here. And we're like, they got a nice, good amount of beauty rest.
Bags around our eyes, and they're like, oh, you're still here. Hi. Hey, Make, welcome back.
Just absolutely tattooed one. Let's go. Um, Vanessa, it's so good to have you back, Beast Family. I wanted to throw it out there that I talked to lovely 17, so I'm just going to call her out because I love her. By the way, Marianne is still one of our favorite table tennis players in Web3. About using her Beast she made like this great little space, and I thought maybe we could make something. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just, for an old guy, I gotta say that this is what it's all fucking about, family. We're having fun. We're making the metaverse fun again, Mew. I'm told you, it all started because of Mew Fest. And I really do highly suggest playing Prism's game. He is one of the best and brightest. So that's what I got.
Yeah, if we can maybe connect. I know we're overdue for probably a chat again because it's been a busy summer, but yeah, definitely let's connect and see what we can do for that. And I just got to say how much I love the fact that you're a traveling, like your Friday night special is like a traveling one. I love going to like new builds and, I don't know, meeting new, just getting a new vibe. So kudos to having like the traveling circus, or whatever it is. That's a cool dynamic because it showcases so many other places.
I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, low poly models, man. Woof, they can build. That was one of the most impressive builds I've seen new in a while. It's just, and their kindness, the ability to make it happen is just amazing. So
Was
we're
that
building,
I love the tables with the little
and the NPCs already
diamond like
inside were amazing.
lights.
Existence, and thank you. I see your laser eyes, but the NPCs inside to like let people feel comfortable early is so good.
And I have to throw props to, I'm gonna ruin his name, but Figured FGR3D, the partner in low poly models. He's awesome. I tried speaking Spanish with him. My Spanish is not good enough to communicate, so I probably messed it all up speaking to him. But just watching him work, like he's wow, yeah, like blown away. So, and I saw him at the party briefly last night, but then he disappeared, I think, before I could say hi. So I don't know if he can listen to this back, but definitely he's awesome. I remember when he came in the Discord and we thought he was impersonating low poly models, and I think we were like, KJ, KJ, we've got him, we got one. She's like, that's my partner. No,
You
it's
know,
okay.
Also for Kenji, we've got an unbelievably fantastic beast, PPA, who's just one of the best vibes. So maybe for Kenji, we could introduce them to keep that Japanese family growing.
Yep, I have already made the connection between both of them. I've tagged them in the morning spaces. I believe, yeah, they have established contact. Yeah, I love PPA. They're awesome. Always supporting. Man, I really wish like we're at the point in time when we could have like some sort of translation device like hooked up to our either like an earpiece or some shit that will just translate because like I would really love to communicate with my Japanese friends, and I mean even my friends from all around the world that struggle with like English and stuff like that.
I was at AWE 2 years ago. This is a side note, but on what you just said. But there is a woman that made glasses for like reading sign language, and I don't know. I can't remember like how she did it, but I was just blown away that like and the demo was like of one person signing and then the text on the glasses. It was
That
so
is
sick.
crazy. I know I've seen gloves that will turn sign language into words, like ASL into language. So I wonder, wow, those two together would be pretty powerful.
And I want to say good morning to anyone that has popped in recently. I see live down there, Biometa. There's Bo, Edwin. We have a lot of new listeners today. We've seen them pop in and out. If you like the conversation, make sure to like and retweet. And yeah, follow any speakers up here on the panel, and yeah, make some friends. If you have any questions about Decentraland, you're welcome to come up and ask.
A couple of them are actually visitors from other platforms. I see you guys down there.
You're like our liaison. And good morning, Toxic. Guten Morgen, Guten Tag. How are you?
Guten Tag. Hey, and good morning to you. For me, it's like 7 p.m. So, yeah, I just wanted to pop in because I heard some words like translation tool and Japanese. And yeah, the Mingyu Ocean and I are working on something that can translate the voice to text. And we're testing this right now on Twitch and on X. And the first tests are very promising. So, and tomorrow, I don't know if some of you saw these nice yukatas and kimonos that pop up everywhere in the Decentraland. So this is because Meta Tokyo makes a really big event. I think it's the 5th of August, and tomorrow is a photo shooting. And we're gonna stream this to Twitch and X, and we're gonna translate the whole stream. I'm talking in English. We're translating it to Japanese because I always pop in those places, in the spaces from Hankers and Kenji, and I'm always sad because I don't understand anything. And yeah, so tomorrow it's 1 a.m. UTC, I think. I'm going to stream on Twitch, speaking English, and we're translating live everything to text into Japanese. So I needed to come up and talk about this. I hope this was okay.
Are you and Doge just like secretly like geniuses, like in a lab in Germany, and like just like let's make the world better?
We really want to make the world better. This is true. No, we really like to stream and we really love Decentraland. And I think some that can help us all is to communicate with each other. And especially it's sometimes hard for me because I'm German. And I feel sometimes not that I can speak truly. Like English, it's very limited for me, you know? So sometimes I would love just to say something in German And yeah, this device allows me to translate all my German random thoughts into English and every other language, because Decentraland is so full of people that speak different languages, and maybe they're not fluent in English, you know. As you said, it would be so awesome if we could communicate with each other. And yeah, we just had this thought, and Mingwin Doge is working on it since a few weeks from now. And yeah, the first tests were very good.
I mean, that would be really like breaking down such a barrier of entry and globalize this platform. If like communication, yeah, like communication is everything. I mean, when you can't communicate, it's we do communicate, right? Like we, for those of us that if I can't talk to Kenji in depth, I can go like emote by him and blow kisses and give hugs, and like there's the emote level communication, but it would be really neat to see some of the relationships like evolve past that. So I don't know what you need us to do. If you need us to bring like energy drinks and stuff to keep you guys like going, but
always, energy drinks are always good for the Mingwin Doge. It's his fuel at this point. But you can actually help if you see us testing and you're fluent in a language, because Mingwin Doge and I, we are fluent in English and in German, and that was it. But we want to test other languages, because it's not just limited to Japanese. You know, we can translate the stream from German or English to Japanese to Spanish and every other language like French or something like this. But we don't know if the translation tool is working flawless. So if you're fluent in any language, please hit us up, come with us testing, and tell us if yeah if it's right what it translates, because we are a little bit limited. On English it works really fine, and I hope to see some Japanese new friends tomorrow that maybe can tell us if Japanese is working, because Japanese is a really complicated language, and so it's complicated for the AI and the computer to comprehend it. So we're very curious how this will turn out tomorrow. So please come to the stream. It's the behind the scenes from the photo shoot for the Meta Tokyo Yukata event. And if you have any questions for this, please hit up Super Nina. She's super awesome and has many infos about this. I'm gonna post a X post later with some informations about the Meta Tokyo event. And yeah, I'm always a little bit nervous here.
You do amazing, and yeah, I know what you mean. I used to like just want to throw up after getting up here and talking, but you're doing amazing. So yeah. And thank you for bringing that up. Like this, the event with the Meta Tokyo, it's a collab between like Meta Tokyo and the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, and it was a voting process for 30 designs to be brought into the metaverse. So I feel like this is a really cool thing to see, and you can come and claim your digital yukata, like you said, August 5th. So I'm sure more information is coming, and so cool to see that. So thank you for bringing it up, for coming up and mentioning it as well.
Yeah. I ran into Meta Tokyo like yesterday. I'm guessing it was where they're going to have their event, because what you mentioned sounds like that's what was there. But it's also coincidental. I may have. I don't know if you heard me talking about the Day of the Dead event. VJ Deliria is also looking into possibly doing some interviews with the people who helped put the thing together and wanting it translated using AI into Spanish. So I may send her your way if that's okay, Toxic. If she needs help with that, or is interested in checking it out with you as well.
So you can totally hit her up with me. So, but we are just at the testing stage at the moment. So, but maybe we can talk a little bit. Let's see.
Yep. It sounds like you may be further along than she is right now too, so that might be beneficial. So, awesome. Thank you.
Toxic, I have a request for you, which is, can we have another DJ YAI foo night at the Sponge Tower?
This is
Because that was great, and I loved your
sweet.
song.
Thank you so much. If you couldn't tell, I have much fun with AI lately, and to be honest, we are planning right now a big party for the next Wednesday at Metatron Plaza, and we didn't communicate this at all. But yeah, it's a DJ Waifu set. The AI is written big because every song is made with AI. So currently I'm working on some new songs about the DCL fam. And if you want to attend the party, the Metatron party for next Wednesday, please let me know. And I would be super hyped to make a song about you. We have like a few songs about the DCL fam and the Metaverse life in general. So yeah, let me know if you come, and I'm gonna make a song about you.
That is so so awesome, Toxic. I love what you're doing. It's been so nice to see like regular events. So thank you, keep it up.
When are you releasing your EP?
We are working on something.
Let's go! Yes! All of the songs I like wanted to listen to them after. They were so good. The Mana to the Moon and what was the other one?
Yeah, it's minutes.
What was it? Really cheeky 37 Friends? It's like,
yeah, the Dead Mall
oh,
vibe.
so good.
Yeah, I have much fun with it. I really my top song is Fishy Friend.
Wait, also after that party,
Yeah.
I got my first like fishy friend invite to connect. I was like, hey, we're giving away like 500 I was just like, what?
This is such a I think everyone who comes to Decentraland experienced this at some point. So I really like to make the songs about things that we all can connect about. So I'm so happy that you like them. I hope to see you on Wednesday because it's a very special party.
Yes, we will be there.
Nice, thank you very much.
Okay, I have a topic that's being brought up in world, and I see our speaker's not here on Twitter, but it is, I think, so they've asked it to be discussed, and I think it is worth noting. So there's a proposal in the DAO Discord right now for redoing the existing hairs. The hair style for like default avatars was created 5 years ago. I think KJ Walker was one of the people who first designed a lot of them. Yeah, like what would that have been? 2020. So like February 2020 was when those would have first been available. So not quite 5 years, but there's a proposal to redo them with more detailed texturing. And so one of the users is they like the hair that they've got. They wear default hair, and that's their hair, and they love it. And so they're concerned that that would change their identity. Like if we change the default hair, and I initially like I want the detailed hair because I think that our avatars need. I mean, yeah, you know me. I like all the fancy stuff. So to me, I feel like bringing more detail to the hair is a benefit to DCL. But at the same time, it started making me think about like, let's say you're a publisher and you published a shirt and everybody bought it, and then you go push an update on it. The curators will kind of pause you there and be like, hey, did you okay this with the people that bought your hair? Because this isn't what they bought. That this is something different. Some of them, some of them won't. They'll just push it. But it kind of makes me wonder, like, are the people that are wearing the default hair and they love it, like, is changing the default hair, is that a negative? Like, is it taking away? Like, this person obviously wants their identity to be kept the same. So I'm just wondering how others feel about that. I know I've got my opinions, but if anybody else has input.
My initial thought on it is, aren't we like close to having a new client? Therefore, therefore, like Avatars 2.0 being like on the way. I mean, if the avatars are supposed to be better or take on a different aesthetic, I'm like thinking that the foundation would, create it themselves.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe, I mean, then you'd have like 40 or 50 hairs to choose from, but maybe there could be two different options. Maybe there could be like the high, high tech. I don't know what the correct word for, like the retopologize. I think that's what it would be, like the new ones in addition to the existing ones. So you really get to, like, no, nothing's being taken away. You just get to choose between A and B, because I think the new client, a lot of what is going to look different on there is the lighting and the shading. That's going to affect like what the avatar looks like. But as far as the detailing in the hair, I think that these would be a whole new mesh, the way I understand how this person makes the hairs.
I mean, like according to the proposal, it's for $15,000. If you divide that by the amount of models, which I thought it was like 32, 30 something, I thought like it was like around $400 a model. So that's like definitely something to look at. And at the same time, I almost don't even feel like the foundation should be. I mean, not the foundation, the DAO should be funding this. Like, if anything, like I mentioned, we're going into a different platform, into a different client. So like, there's going to be a lot of differences. Like, what if like we're just double paying for the work that Foundation's just going to do on their next, their next client, or if they really want to like let community members take over, like the emotes or Avatar 2.0, they should just bid it. They should put up a bid on in the Decentraland DAO and make it official so that like everyone has an opportunity to kind of place their bid and see how, like, what the work is worth to them.
Kind of like the backpack that Madamus was working on that got overshadowed by the new backpack.
Exactly. Like that was such a disappointment. Madamus worked so hard on it, and I mean, I never heard of any like anyone from the foundation saying like, hey, we actually like took this code and it actually helped us create ours. Like I've never heard that, but who knows?
My thought is that since Doki is working closely with Shibu on this, that it's not like I would be very surprised if that was a double spend there. Um, yeah, like that's
Then
the
the
only.
foundation should fund it.
Then I think that that's the kind of feedback that some people have put on there. But I think if that's how enough people in the community feel, then that's definitely, that should be stated. That should be put there, because otherwise it places everybody in an awkward position. Like, is this something that foundation should fund? Is it something that the DAO should fund?
Yeah, I mean, and that's like my personal opinion, to tell you the truth, after just looking at it and yeah, like breaking down the costs and everything. Um, and yeah, I mean, it would be cool if Foundation, like I've said this for a long time now, like if there was ever like work that they like of tools or features that they want like created, like go to the DAO, utilize the DAO and put in your bid and allow like the talented creators in this community to kind of place their bids and see if they can find some work.
Communicate. This is the way.
But I would be
All I
curious.
want is
Oh, sorry. Before
all
you
I want
go,
is
I would be curious to find out everyone else's train of thoughts with this proposal, and take it away when existence. Sorry.
well, and I guess you say that I kind of agree, but there's this kind of fine line between what's foundation, what's DAO too going on. But yeah, the back like I said, the backpack thing with Madamus was a perfect example where somebody pitched the idea, got a grant for it, but then was it already being worked on by the foundation? It would have been nice to know, or at least have them chime in and say, hey, we're actually kind of working on this. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go with the proposal version, or let the foundation continue working on it? is what I think. But I just want a color dropper for the RGBs.
And I think I love that you're putting those out there. I thank you for pushing more options and proposals like that. I guess like the reason I see this as important is just I'm sorry, but like if I was coming in and saw the avatar as they are like default, I would just like walk away. I would like no. I mean, I'm sorry, but look at the avatars in Spatial and Monoverse. Like our avatars, unless you spend a lot of money, like they just I don't know. I think that it's time for a updo, a glam up. I'm sure I'm gonna get some heat for that, but it's the honest truth, and I'm definitely approaching it from more like, you guys know I love my wearables and fashion and stuff like that. But if I was comparing avatars from platforms, I would not choose the default. Yeah. So that's
But
what
is
I'm like.
it worth?
They've got to be prettier. They've got to be cooler looking. Like, and I don't know.
I don't think there's an argument there. It's just who should be doing it, or is it actually being worked on already, so that we're not paying twice for something, right? Is right simple?
Yeah, and I mean, if this is like going to be a change that will only be for the platform until the new client comes out, is it worth $15,000? Like, those are the questions where I kind of
Yeah, but I
lingered
think like
around.
I know that Doki's been working with Shibu for a while because I approached her after GDC because I had somebody come up to me and they were not so happy with the way our booth represented our avatars because they were a person of color, and they were like, I love your booth, I love what you got going on here. I saw the sticker that you had for Absolute Land. I love that you have different ethnicities represented. She was like, but look at your booth, all your avatars are the same ethnicity. She's like, you've got an individual with a tennis ball head before you have a person of color on your booth. And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I mean, I could go into a whole different rant, but even the features that we have, if you're going to be creating your avatar to look like a person of color, all you can do is change the skin, not the facial features. And I talked to Doki about like, what could we do to make more just different ethnicities, races represented. And she had already been talking with Shibu for quite a while of like how to get that to happen and how to do it like in a culturally sensitive way that not somebody can't profit from like suddenly having the only face mask that is a person of color. So I guess maybe based on those conversations I've had, like I know this has been ongoing, and so I would be like doubtful that there's a double spend, that they're just going to suddenly redo it after having this many conversations with Doki, letting it get to this point. Let's see, Decentraland, you've got your hand up.
This is like unfortunate timing. I have to jump, but I didn't want to go, like I didn't want to just like vaporize. So I wanted to say like three things. One is like when is the community all hands? Like highly recommend to like bring questions to the, like if you can attend the community all hands, like this, like the double spend question, and then like on a tail end of that, if there are questions that you have that you haven't been able to communicate with someone directly in the foundation, please slide into my DMs, because like I know like sometimes it's difficult. I've heard from other community members that they don't have very good interface with like people from the foundation, and I'm like more than happy to be the liaison. It might take me like a little bit of time before I get you an answer, but like I'm directly connected to the Slack. It's happened already like several times with other people who've slid into the DMs with a concern, and we've been able to get them an answer to the question. So like don't hesitate to ask questions through the Twitter. I think Twitter is probably where we get the most questions, but like we're also on IG, we're also on LinkedIn. So like, yeah, if you find other ways to connect with us, I'm always listening to what people say. And then now I lost my train of thought. There's something else that was said that I was like, oh, I have something to say. Oh, Canny. The other thing I wanted to say is like, there's been a couple, like concerns, but then when I was like talking with people in Twitter DMs, we realized like, oh, this is actually a concern, or this is actually a feature, like a feature request disguised as a concern. So I would say like, if you have a concern, even like as I'm hearing like the hair thing, um like I wonder if you could request a feature like the person that doesn't want to, like I empathize with them that like their current hair is connected to their digital identity. I wonder if like you could turn that into a canny request that's like, hey, like instead of, or like a, like unit, I remember like the Unity engine when people didn't want to upgrade, like so they added a way to like you could just keep the version that you're on. It just meant that you wouldn't get the benefits of like the next version. So I wonder if there's a way to request a feature that's like, hey, I actually want to like turn off upgraded hair or something. Just like don't be shy. I would like, they're gonna, obviously they might come back and say no, we can't do that, but then at least like you have the, well, I don't know if that makes you feel better, but I would say like you never know unless you ask. So like just feel free to ask. And then the last thing I was going to say before I leave is that I'm just so happy to be here, and I think you're all awesome. And like, yeah, the more I get to know you all, it's just the best. So keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully I'll see you in World. Say hi. Anyway, XOXO. Thanks for having me. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for being here, and go out and enjoy this beautiful day. Hopefully it's beautiful and not too hot.
Take care. And I just received a message. I'm not gonna disclose because I don't know if they want me like sharing. But it says that the hairs will be for the new client as well. Um, and to I don't know if I could share so much. So if this individual is listening, could I tell them about the foundation part? If not, you know. But but yeah, okay. Just thought I'd jump in there and add that to that because I did not know about about the proposal that it would be for the new client. But I mean, like once again, I would love to see the foundation come out and be like, listen, we need this done. Like here, place your bids. Like it would be a very good way to use our bidding and tendering system, as well as like even accelerate Decentraland's production because like I know how like bent on their roadmap they are or whatever, and they spent like the majority of their resources focusing on getting this roadmap or whatever, and then or their manifesto, um that they may not have like time for underlying issues like come on, like we had linked wearables broken, or I mean not linked wearables, we had smart wearables broken for like months and stuff like that. Like if they could like use that bid and tendering process to be like, hey, we have these bugs, can someone help? Like
Yeah, or even just understanding like just having a more clear line of communication. I think that the bidding and tendering would be a perfect way of us not being like, well, hey, does foundation know about this? Do they have a plan? Like, what's going on with that? If they put it out there, that would probably alleviate a lot of the confusion. And I mean, maybe that's also just the state that we're in right now, is creating, we're still oh gosh, finding ourselves to some point, like deciding how all this is going to work out. But maybe that's just one thing that we put down as like, this is how we do it. If foundation wants to change something like this, they go through that process, because it does put everybody in a difficult situation where some people are like, no, that's not a DAO proposal. like that, like, no, that should be done by foundation, or oh yeah, that totally should, because I can think of a lot of things in the DAO that probably should be, done by foundation, but ultimately, it's user owned and operated. So we're probably all going to feel different of like, oh, this is something that the foundation should support. This is something that the DAO should support.
Yep. And it's kind of crazy how like our mentality has changed over the years, Canessa, because like I mean coming in, like we were all like hoorah, like if you want to do it, put in the proposal into the DAO and blah blah blah. But like with through like now that like we understand a little bit more about like their operating and how they operate behind the scenes and stuff like that, like it's like I don't I don't want to say that they advertise it but don't mean it, but like that's kind of what it feels like, and that's kind of but um but to update with the Doki proposal, the they have quoted, like they have talked to the foundation and tried to like um quote a budget and stuff like that, which was kind of left in the air. So um, yeah, let's see. Oh, also a very important part is that um, that if individuals feel like taking away the old hair would take away from their identity, there could be something that could be put together where those old hairs would be available.
I think what like Master Wayne said, where you could toggle it, kind of like you can toggle, like day mode, night mode, or like profanity filter. Maybe, I mean, maybe like that might just be way too complicated to do it for a wearable, but maybe it's something like default wear, like I mean, maybe there's also some nostalgia to have the vintage styles. Like, do you want vintage DCL, or do you want I don't know, 2024 DCL hair? I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna be like the hair that came out with the new client, because I don't know. We the Titanic meme comes to mind. It's been 84 years, but I'll choose goodness today.
It's it's just that just to finish off what I was saying, like communication seems to be very slow pertaining to this. Well, as talking to the foundation kind of is. There's always a chain of command or whatever. Go ahead, Canessa, and I was going to pass it to Scott.
Yeah, I would just use this moment to say, like, we as a community really need to try to get to the 2-month cycle AMAs, that every 8 weeks the foundation does those. Like, I just think that's where you can speak directly to foundation. All of the players are there. I mean, come in the chat and tell them like, hey, I'm gonna leave this place because I don't like it. It's like, it's a rug pull. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. Or come with constructive feedback, but like, come, because last time there were 17 people from the community at the one place where we can like send a message right to the people that are making these decisions. So I think like, I mean, maybe some people are just not thinking that is worthwhile, but I think that as an owner, that's the way that I can get my voice heard, and do it anonymously, and like ask them, like, my question is in the new client, is the rave glitch going to go away? And not confident with like the answer. I mean, I don't think it is. I think the rave glitch is going to be here until Unity gets that fixed, which is really scary to me.
To be fair, I will credit Decentraland and say that even on my browser, I haven't been rave moding, so that's good to see. And even on my client, on my client, I've never rave mode. On my browser, like I used to, but I haven't rave mode in like a week. So I mean, even now, like with how long we've been streaming this, like I would have rave mode like 3 times by now, but nope, it's been going strong. So
That's good. I've noticed it in less, but I had to attend an early morning rave, so I'm on client now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's out of their hands too. But I don't know. Unity, unity. But anyway, Scott is here. Good morning. I was just in Scott's territory. Beautiful, beautiful world, beautiful land. How are you? Are you home?
Yeah, I'm home finally. I got home late Thursday night, so I've been home for a little over 24 hours. Last night, so it was yeah. I'm happy to be home. Happy to be back. I'm bummed that I missed you, Kanessa. I was hoping that we could meet up even just for a short while, but perhaps some other time. Good morning, Sinful. Hello, Existence. Hi, Toxic. Oh, I see so many friends out here. I'm not going to say hi to everybody. I'll just say hello, everybody. I just wanted to. I'm just coming in and hear you talking about Doki's proposal to update the hair, and I know that there may be some pining for like historical hair, but last year when I was making the construction helmets for Salty for the Dragverse. Now, since you can toggle, you know, the items on and off, whether or not there's visibility or if it's hidden, selected for the wearable, we noticed that you know it kind of looked nice to have the buns poking out of the sides and the ponytail poking out of the top. So um, what I ended up doing was I downloaded every single original hair model and then tested it on every single one, both male and female. And I forget how many there are. There's something 57, I think was the number. But then when I tested it out, not just in the Godot, you know, where you can test it out just in the builder, but you test it out in world. In world, it's completely different. I'm like, oh, what happened? And they said, oh, well, we updated the hair, and so even if you're like hoping to go back to the original hair, you can't because about a year ago or more, I forget exactly when the time period was, but they updated the hair, and I think KJ remodeled a lot of them. It wasn't every single one, but you know, my point is the platform is constantly iterating and evolving, and if you get accustomed to sometimes it's, you know, great. Yeah, you can certainly want and desire and request things be a certain way, but it's you know, it's definitely a living document, and it's going to be nearly impossible to go back to the way things were in you know, July of 2022. So just keep that in mind when you find yourself hoping for things to be a certain way.
Yeah, I can see how somebody's digital identity is so, I don't know, like so personal. And I mean, I think it's awesome that somebody actually loves their identity enough that they're going to be, you know, passionately you know, invested in it. So I think it is definitely good to consider. And yeah, yeah, that's all.
Oh, I agree. I think
Uh-oh, Scott, you're roboto, Scott.
Yes, I hear Robo Scott.
He's turning into Satoshi Nakamoto.
Ah, so that's what it sounds like when he's making the transformation.
That's right. He's about to attend the Bitcoin conference, so he probably wasn't realizing that the transformation was going to happen right now.
Yeah, right. I think he's coming right back up. And while he comes back up, welcome Steph. Welcome Jumpin' Spider. Good to see ya. Russ, welcome. I seen you here for a while. Jack Tuber, welcome to the community building Decentraland space. A Chad, I probably said that wrong. A Chad, or is it E silent? I don't know. If anything, come up and correct me, please. And welcome, Braga. And Scott, you're back. Pass it back to you. Oh, and also, hey, Pinch.
Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello.
I think I hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Are you talking right now?
Hello. Can nobody hear me? Anybody give me a thumbs
I can
up
hear
if you can hear me.
Oh, okay. You could hear the whole time he was speaking, correct? Kanessa?
A little bit right now at the end. It's very clear.
Because there was like a whole like I don't know, like 20 seconds or something, or it felt like 20 seconds where it was silent for me. I'll just drop down and come back.
Yeah. Okay. To finish off, I just wanted to reiterate what you were saying, Kanessa. I agree it's important to be considerate of another person's digital identity because it's curated, it's assembled specifically to represent that person. I think I consider my appearance more so online than I do in real life. I mean, I'm not a slob, I shave, I shower, that sort of thing. But it's like I really, take into close consideration. But I think, I mean, it's just something. It's something that we need to balance. I mean, there's a whole group of people that can't really properly represent themselves accurately in Decentraland for any variety of reasons. Just beyond skin tone, I'm talking the shape of the face, the shape of the nose, shape of the eyes is something that has a little bit more variety. But it's like there's compromises. People are saying, okay, well, because of that, other people should be forced to just accept these differences. It's something that many people have to deal with, and I think that's why discussions around it are so heated, because it represents who we are. I think back to when Dianku had a proposal out to redo all the clothes, and I thought they looked great, but there were a number of people that were not so keen on that change.
Okay, hold on one second. Sorry for the pause. People are coming up. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, and I lost you. Odd job. I'm not sure if it just kicked everybody off, except one existence here. Okay. Sinful, are you there?
Oh, okay. Now I'm here. Looks
Okay.
like X is just laggy today. That's all.
I don't know if we've ever had an X space that wasn't totally screwed up in some way, shape, or form. We didn't get kicked off at 43 minutes. That was my theory, is that it was like the 43-minute mark. But I don't know. Papa Elon.
Special features. Special features.
Special features. Yeah, I don't know if Scott got disconnected. He just like poofed down to the listeners.
Yeah, at least for me, his connection was a little funky. Like there was a point where everything went silent, and I'm like, "Is anyone talking?"
I think it's because, unlike the rest of us that are sitting by our Wi-Fi connection, Scott is always like exercising and like getting out and like moving his body avatar in the real world, and so we should probably be more like Scott.
True, true. He's like perverting uh landscapes and everything. I see we have a new speaker that we have not had up here before. Or maybe we have once before, and it was a long time ago. Jumpin' Spider, good to see you today. Welcome.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Um, yeah, I'm not sure if this is the best place to ask it, but do you guys know if Decentraland's still going to go mobile?
Yeah, I think. Gosh, who was it that just? Oh, I'm so bad, and I've been like busy, but somebody just posted pictures of it on mobile, and like really happy with it. Do you, Sim? Did you see that this week?
I know about like the what is it called, like the G dot proposal and stuff like that, and I was supposed to like launch some sort of client for phones or some application something. But I have seen I have seen like certain individuals like say like, hey, I'm currently logged in on my phone on Decentraland. So like there have been like some people like doing it, but I don't know if it's like something official or some way that they jerry rigged Decentraland onto their phone or something like that.
I'm gonna
But
throw Bitfiend, like Bitfiend saying in the chat that they've tried it, they've got it on their phone, and so I don't know if Bitfiend wants to come up and tell us all about it, but
yeah.
get more.
But I've seen like the Anku kind of like display Decentraland on her iPad opposed to like her computer screen, but like that was as far as it went when I asked her. But or them. But like I have to say, like the aesthetic, like of like what the Decentraland looks like on a smaller screen, such as your phone or tablet, really does look like it belongs there, opposed to like on a PC screen.
I just wonder how it is to like move people around. Oh, Jumpin' Spider, your speaker thing. Are you speaking? Can I not hear you?
No, I'm not speaking.
Okay. I'm like, I'm so traumatized of being rugged. I saw your speaker thing was on. I'm like, no. Yeah, I know I've seen. I wonder how it is to move around and the controls and everything like that. But I keep seeing more and more people post stuff about it.
Well, there's other open world games that are on mobile, so um, I I mean it's definitely possible. Just yeah, I mean I'm looking forward to that because I think people will be able to finally get more user base and because most people use their phones, so um, a lot of my social media for my business like is mainly just people on their phones. So um, uh, I'd love to like share like on Instagram and then stick a link to Decentraland, in the description.
I mean, one way to definitely get that direct answer from the horse's mouth, I would say, could be going like attending that all hands meeting that happens every 3 months. Which the Decentraland or the Decentraland did mention that one of those is coming up, right, Canessa, or was it you?
Yeah, I try to post about it, and I think we are due for another one. However, I'm just gonna say there's a sneaking suspicion that probably won't happen if client hasn't been released yet. I don't think they want to walk into that hornet's nest. Like, yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
here's
Client 2.0, you mean?
Yeah, I'm just thinking like they like, and I don't know the exact date. I'll have to look back, but I think it's coming up in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Cool.
Here's where it's one of those fine lines: is mobile and virtual reality 3D is a hot topic too. When is that coming? Is that a foundation thing, or like it has been proposals? However, what the VR one was defunded or not renewed. I think mobile got renewed because it was a combination of two people coming together or something, or two different platforms, Godot and something, if I recall. So I don't think the mobile is the foundation. I think it's a proposal, isn't it? Or a grant.
I think is it the Godot grant? And I know that the VR, I mean, I think that's completely on hold after $500,000.
Casual
Yeah,
half mil.
that's crazy. We should be. It's Decentraland's labeled as a virtual reality space. It should be virtual reality, but it's not. And never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I still like pull into like people's streams or whatever, and when they ask me like what I do or whatever, I say Decentraland. They're like, I can't get on that. I don't have a headset, and I'm like, no, silly, you don't need a headset. But if I say that, it also feels like I'm devaluing it. Like they're like their reaction shortly after is like, ew, you don't need a headset. So.
Yeah, it's crazy, all the misunderstandings. Did you guys watch that recent hit piece on Decentraland?
Is it the one where they used Unknower's proposal as like an example to talk shit about how we can't pass a simple proposal? Which I watched parts of it.
Yeah. But like, you know, they still rag on, you know, Decentraland with the whole virtual real estate, and I mean, ever since Worlds, it's pretty much open. So,
They
you
don't
know,
understand the platform. It's people from the outside looking in, which, in all honesty, does kind of show us a little bit of like points talking, or let's call them talking points that we should be focusing on. Uh, gathering from the person that's looking from the outside in, and what the general consensus is from them, and then us being able to respond to those.
yeah.
I think it was. I don't know if I say his name correctly, but Meta Ruick. I thought he had a very well thought out and good response to that video. Agreeing at certain points, but elaborating and expanding a little bit more on some of the negative points that weren't necessarily true. So if you didn't see that, I suggest reading that. I thought it was very good. I agreed pretty much with it. So.
Yep. He did kind of thoroughly think it out. And I think Jumpin' Spider wanted to say something real quick. I'll let you say it and then pass it over to Make, because I do see his hand is up.
Oh no, that was pretty much it. I'm just biding my time till we get mobile, so I can get more people coming to my land, because pretty much anybody who like buys my products wouldn't really use a PC. I've come to the realization. Almost all the traffic to the website is mobile, so yeah, I'm waiting for that one. But that's all I wanted to check in on.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you're more than welcome to like hang out and contribute to any conversations. I'm happy that you came up to speak today.
Thank you.
And let's pass it over to Make. Welcome back, Make.
Hey, I got just a couple seconds as I've got some frustrated people around me. But if everybody doesn't know, I currently took a IRL studio job, and let me tell you, boy, somebody there actually purchased. I'll be right back. Please hold. Sorry.
He's about to go smack the shit out of the ball real quick. Let's see. While he does his BRB, I'm going to say hello to Alter Ether down there. What's up, Ozzy? What up, K-Bot? Good to see you in the space today. Really appreciate your time. Lucky, good to see you. Good to see so many new faces in the space. Really appreciate your time. And if you want to come up to speak and share anything, you're more than welcome to. What up to DJ CK down there? I pulled up to a space with his community one morning, and they were talking heavy on comic books. I learned a lot, and I also learned the difference between an old nerd and a new age nerd, and also as a new age nerd, how I can manipulate my way to the front of the line by taking advantage of some physical advantages that I may have as a new age nerd over the old age.
I have a question for Jumpin' real quick. Are you the one that was creating the I think it was a cookie cut type game in Decentraland? I want to say I recall.
It wasn't a game just because I don't really have the coding expertise for it, but it was like a store with like sampling of the product. So I had like dough rolled out for you, and you could go in there and like click on it and see the shapes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I recall you from a while back.
Yeah,
I think I've been
but
there.
I tried hooking up with like other games like Metagamimall. I made like like a legendary wearable to win, cookie related stuff, obviously. So that's what I like about it. I mean, you can get involved with like other communities or other builders. You know,
Most
it's pretty.
definitely. And
Yeah, it's pretty
just
cool.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna pass it over to Make, see if he is back. The silence is loud. Um, so I'll pass it over to Hani. I see that she came up to speak. Welcome. I believe it's your first time here speaking.
Hi everybody. Yes, it's my first time. I saw dear Scott here and I jump up to say hi to dear Scott and other people, absolutely. But my warm hi from Iran to LA, I think. Last night he put a offer for my artwork. I should say hi and thank you. And yeah, make a community. Why not? Yeah. Nice to meet you guys.
I love the art that you have. I'm looking at your banner. I love the octopus tentacles. That is gorgeous. Did you do that?
Yeah, exactly. That piece, Mr. Scott, collected. Yeah, make an offer, and one of my collector accept the offer on secondary. It's really valuable. Thank you again, Mr. Scott.
Oh, and I think Scott dropped down before he could respond because I know he's been having some issues getting back up here this morning. But yeah, that is a really nice piece. Is that painted or is it? It looks like maybe charcoal.
I'm if I want to introduce myself, I'm a physical artist, but nowadays I start to paint digitally. So this piece is my first digital painting on Photoshop. Uh, I don't know which piece you mean, but in my octopus on a header, you mean? Yeah, it's a digital one. Yeah, exactly. It's a piece of that the piece of that painting which Mr. Scott collected. Yeah, exactly. If you want, I can share with you on DM because in Jumbotron doesn't have any artwork. Yeah.
Well, definitely. I can share it up there. It's beautiful. Have you been to, sorry if I missed the first part, have you been to Decentraland before and explored around a little bit?
No, 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 unfortunately.
It has been in the past, especially when it first started, a really good place for NFT galleries. That was kind of like at the beginning, most a big part of what users did is just display their NFTs in like a virtual gallery, so then people could walk around and see the NFT in its natural form, not like 2D on Twitter or anything like that. So if you ever feel interested to come in and take a look at some of those, it'd be awesome. I'm sure Scott or someone else could show you around. Scott does a weekly tour right after or not right after this, unless we talk that long, but this afternoon, where he takes people around and shows them different parts of the metaverse. So that might be something that you jump in, and I don't know if Scott knows some good art galleries that you could see. And Scott, are you back up?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to have to listen back to the recording of the space because, honey, I missed everything that you said up until like a minute ago. But happy to see you here. I wanted to just encourage everybody to follow Honey on her socials. I met her through Farcaster. She's part of the WAC channel, the Wayward Artist Collective. Super talented, just amazingly expressive artist. I can't say enough good things about your work, about your creativity, about your voice, and just know that at some point in the not too distant future, it is my plan to have a gallery opening in Decentraland for the artists of WAC. It's not anything that I'm like actively planning, but it's definitely in the back of my mind. I'm talking to Jackie about it. So yeah, definitely, guys, go check out Honey's work. And yeah, anytime that you would like to venture through Decentraland, like Vanessa said, today. Let's see, what time is it? It's almost 1 o'clock my time. So in about 4 hours from now, we're gonna do the tour. I do that with Billy. So it's me, Oddjob, Billy, T Coin, and CK Bubbles. And yeah, it's usually for a couple hours. We have prizes. We take pictures and we check out new and old places in Decentraland. So you're definitely welcome to join us.
Oh my God, oh my God. I want to cry. Not bad cry, happiness cry. Oh my God, thank you, thank you. It's oh my God, I don't know. My English is not really good, but oh my God. Thank you,
You're doing
Mr.
amazingly.
Scott.
You're doing
Oh my
wonderful.
God. You are really, really kind with me and my art. Oh my God, thank you, thank you. I really want to say thanks to Forecaster to find you guys on Forecaster. It's really amazing. I appreciate it from Warpcast. Yeah.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, I, for me, I I often say like I'm here to make art and friends, and I'm really glad to have made a friend in you. And I think we all become better artists when we're inspired by each other. You've definitely inspired me. I've noticed, uh, just in the short time that I've seen you like producing new works, um, just the growth and advancement that you've experienced as an artist, at least from my perspective. So yeah, that's like, in my opinion, that's like one of the best dividends from being in this space, from being in a place where we can express ourselves as we want, um, beyond censors, beyond restrictions or regulations or anything like that. When we can be truly free to sing the song that our heart's been humming for our entire lives. So I see that in your work. I see that in Ina Mosina's work, and so many other artists that, whatever, I'm not going to take the time now to go through. But yeah, I think at least when I get sort of down about all of the technical difficulties, I remind myself of the magic and the beauty of a decentralized network and all of the possibilities it creates. I know that that speech and people's voices have been, they've been hindered, especially lately. And on X, I've seen a lot of people complaining about not being heard, and there are similar complaints for different reasons on Farcaster, but it's like still, they're working on it. They're trying to improve it instead of going the other way. So anyway, yes, I'm very pleased to have met you. Do stick around, everybody else, and see where Hani is going as an artist, and stay tuned. I hope to have a gallery showing of her work and other artists from Farcaster.
Scott, I would say you're one of the people that probably knows more about Decentraland than others, like just for doing the ABC tours. Do you know of many like NFT art galleries that are considered active? I mean, there used to be so many. Oh, and Make, I think your golf club's just spilled out. I think your speaker's on and you might be stepping up to the tee. Or
Four?
Yeah, 4. I was going to say.
That's a really good question. There are a few. I would say, one of the most active artists in Decentraland, Rustan. Not exclusively.
Throw in there, bitch.
Make.
Nope.
Make. We can hear you swinging.
Go on mute, my friend.
Sorry. I really apologize. I was trying to be silent.
You get the
No, it was awesome golf ASMR. Sorry, Kadeza.
It was totally.
Sorry. Can I just say one thing? Pinch down there with the juice box, who's been helping us. I've been friends with him since the beginning when I was running around with the Ute. And he's been running around Decentraland, sharing a lot. He's not like trying to do anything but be a part of what we're doing, and he's doing a great job.
Is he cutting out for everybody else? Just me.
He cut out for me.
Hearing him.
Okay, sorry, Make. Yes, we love Pinch. It was awesome to hear. Let's see, Pinch around a little bit more last night, and yeah.
So yeah, I would say ABCs will go to go see a gallery like one every, probably every 20 weeks now. So I'm trying to think of the name of the artist that we went to recently, but it's usually, it's not by any organization or any collection or anything like that, where a lot of the galleries came from. Like if you go and you see some of the larger estates with a lot of 2D NFT work, it's going to be something like that. Whereas recently, it's been more of like a one-off, where an individual will display their own work. Oh my gosh! I mean, these are the like super intricate drawings. Gosh, this must have been like maybe 6-8 months ago. The one that I'm thinking of. Very colorful illustration drawings. There's like a dragon. Oh my god, I can picture it perfectly. And there's like a gallery with like 4 or 5 different layers. I'd have to go back and look at the spreadsheet. But in short, to answer your question, not a whole lot, right? Like I think that was a sign of the times, like in 2021, where there was generative art. Where the computer would assemble the different attributes and combine it in like a Photoshop file. This is before generative AI, where those collections were definitely all over the place. But now not so much. And yeah, usually when it's like a Rustan who's celebrating something like his own work, or maybe a group of artists that he's celebrating. But it's really changed. I haven't seen hardly any new, and I'm happy to have anybody come up here and correct me. But yeah, as I'm just going back and through my memory, there has not been a lot of galleries in DC.
Yeah, I agree, and like that has like kind of died down a bit because there used to be so much activity and on the side of like promoting artists like through like gallery displays. Like you mentioned Rustan doing some like he's done like kind of a gallery shows for like people around Tezos and stuff like that. It's just I mean right now the motivation is not there, I guess, for someone to like take helm of that and like kind of produce a gallery show like either once a month or whatever, but the opportunity is definitely there.
I think with that one, he didn't like he set it up and then didn't have a lot of people like attend it. Although I remember you and I were there, like we were commenting. There was that one artist that was just like amazing. They used a lot of like red paint, but I feel like that specific one is kind of one of the last ones I remember really attending. And then also Janko did like drone. Well, it was like Janko and then Mariana. They did one with like underwater, because Janko does like underwater shark photography, but then drone footage. And I mean that was over 2 years ago, and those are the two that stand out the most in my mind. So I know like Art or Die has done them before, where they like gamified it or monetized it, where you could like they'd auction off or they'd buy some. I think they had a Dow grant to do that, and maybe that is more like maybe people are not willing to do it without some kind of compensation, but it would be neat to see that come back. But I'm sure it's a ton of work. It's probably a full-time job to communicate with people, get them in. And
KJ Walker had a very extensive gallery. A couple of pieces of mine were in there. CJ Trax had a couple of pieces in there. I think Sultry Dubs. Like there were a lot of members from the community, and I think that was Metaverse Fashion Week 2023. So yeah, that was like a year ago. And it was huge, right? It was in a world. But and then there was the Mesh. That was it. That was definitely a year ago, where people. It wasn't 2D NFTs. It was artists coming in and expressing themselves in the 3D virtual space, and that was June. You and I and Nikki and I forget who else were helping the artists with that. Was that in June, Vanessa?
That was in June, because it was like it started in June, and then I know I was on vacation in California in July, so I know.
Yeah. Okay. So
maybe it was presented in late July or early August 2 years ago.
About a year
ago or last year?
I thought it was like Art Fest.
What's that?
I thought it was like during Art Fest that gallery was up. It was like in a world.
That was this year. They did it, yeah, for Art Week. I think they did it, and they didn't need us. Like, I believe Bay was able to do all of the work, but the first time they did it, they had a few people from the community helping people get their stuff put in. So, and then this year Art Week was what, in April? Okay, pause.
Perhaps. I do see One Existence's hand is up, so maybe we can pass it over to him.
I was just going to say 729 Cubes is the last one I knew that held some sort of gallery for artists specifically.
That's right.
Let's see. I see that we have a new speaker, G Maki NFT. Welcome. I do not hear them speaking. Anyone else?
Nope, I do not. But they are wearing a Argentina. Their cat is wearing an Argentina Messi jersey. So, go Messi.
Poor Messi's ankle. I seen the videos of that shit. Oh my god. And there's like people kind of speculating like Messi like looking down at his ankle and kind of like having that like, is my career really over like kind of moment. Who knows? People always like add their little lore to like stuff like that, but it could be a possibility. Like Messi is kind of on the older side of things. Like maybe that thought could be looming in his mind. And I mean, I think it would be even a great step for him as in his like personal development, because I feel like he came to America, like he could have played for any team in the world with a massive contract, but instead he chose to come to play in American soccer. I feel like that could have been a what is it, like a kind of like a chess move for him, as in like come to America and blow soccer up in America. Like it's possible. He's brought so many fans, American fans, to the games and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's amazing. I had to get a Messi jersey in Argentina, and so it was funny. I wore it to a restaurant like 2 weeks ago, and the waitress was like, "There's one of our cooks in the back is from Argentina, and he wants to know if you're from Argentina." And I'm like, "Nope." So it was funny. I mean, I barely walked by, I'm sure, the kitchen, but like boom, he picked up on that. And I was like, "No, but I like Argentina." So yeah, it's cool just to watch. I don't know, like I'm just learning from the outside. I don't know much about him, but he seems like a really cool guy. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So hopefully he goes far and just walks it off. Just walk it off like Captain America. Just walk it off, Messi.
I don't know if there's any walking that one off. That one looks painful. And let's see. I want to give a shout out to our friend Jay down there. Jay with Bucktown MMA. Proud sponsor of Mew and Beyond the NFT. Much love to Jay. Definitely helps us like keep the lights on, especially like when it comes to Decentraland costs and stuff like that. Oh look, Vanessa, my first rave mode in like a week. I guess I cursed myself.
Okay, what did you do? What are the variables? Did you click anything?
No, I just existed.
Did anybody do anything? Did anybody change their outfit or?
I was just existing and I raised mode.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And just want to check back on G Maki NFT one last time. If you're there, you're more than welcome to take over the mic. If not, we're probably going to drop you down to the listeners. I see Jumpin' Spiders going back down to the listeners. Thank you for coming up, Jumpin'. Really appreciate you, and good hearing your voice, and hope you can come back and chat with us in the future.
And I did pin the pin from Toxic Waifu at the top in the Jumbotron. It's so funny to say testing at the sponge bath. Oh my gosh. But it's about the translation. So make sure you check that one out too. And Scott.
Yeah, I was, just listening and did a lot of thinking, right? I was out in California. I had a lot of time on the beach. I didn't bring my computer. Just had my phone. So, some definite time for contemplation. And I'm wondering, like, what next? What is it that we can do? And I keep coming back to a question that I ask, I think, periodically, and that is, are we ready for the next 10,000 users or next 100,000 users? And I guess I would pose that question, a slightly different version of that question to everybody here in the audience and on the speakers. So, what are you doing to prepare for the next 10,000 users? And I look at people like you, Kanessa, and I know that you do those Sunday afternoons with JS Tingle. I know that Cheddar Queso is in school and she's learning coding and also 3D printing. I look at Existence, who is somebody who's always curious and discovering and exploring new virtual spaces and just getting a real good sense of the lay of the land. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to ask that question to everybody here. What are you doing to prepare? Because they're going to come, right? And either Decentraland is going to be ready, and the client's going to be ready. I just remember the last bull run where loads of people showed up and there wasn't much to do. But I think, I think that it's going to be different this next time. But yeah, I'd like to hear from everybody else. What are you doing to get ready?
I would love to hear, let's see, up here in the speaker, I think it's just One Exist also, other than Sin and I. One Exist, do you want to answer that before we jump in?